hot reminds me of a trope I kind of hate in movies. In fact, it always pisses me off. The hot person,
the nerdy girl turning sexy, but she was sexy the whole time anyway.
not the nerdy girl turning sexy, but not so much the nerdy part. Just hot people who don't know they're hot. That pisses me off because it's unrealistic. If you're hot, people will make you know. You will know it because everyone treats you like you're a hot person.
And your self-esteem could be so shitty that maybe you don't think so.
No.
just no. No. Period. You can't see me. You know, he'd always hold his elbow. You can't see me. Anyway, shout out to my boy Pete right here for giving me that. I'm over like, what can I use for Y? There's got to be something that starts with U, like Y-O-U. And he's like, you can't see me? It's like, oh, no shit. Anyway.
Well, personally, I was also thinking something more along the lines of, you're fired.
Well, that's what I was.
Given the current climate of things, we probably shouldn't.
If y'all can read in between the lines, silence speaks volume. Anyway.
Well, yes, he did a heinous thing multiple times.
If y'all can read in between the lines, silence speaks volume. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? This is the Whatever We Want podcast, and I am your host, one of your hosts. I go by the name of Jazz or Superjaz.
Superjaz.
As nature intended. Jazz, Superjaz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you in the like. And I am joined by my my friend, the other host of the show.
Y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, feogrande on YouTube, occasionally referred to as Pete on this show, or a quote beef. You say we have a quote beef?
I put a TH instead of a B in there, but yeah.
A quote beef.
A TH instead of a B. So you replace the F. The F and B are two very different letters, my man. Like, what?
Oh, a quote thief. Got it.
Anyway, yes, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where, as I always say, we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Or we let these chips fall where they randomly.
What rhymes with randomly?
Handsomely. Can't you see?
I'm sorry, what was that last one?
Can't you see?
Can't you see? Like,
dance with me.
It's not that they banned Janet for that, but they let him come back.
I was about to say, right, but Justin got no repercussions. Oh man, no, that like fucked up Janet Jackson's career for a minute. Meanwhile, Justin Timberlake was like, sorry about it. Why start doing the fucking Michael Jackson beat it dance? It's not just Timberlake, I did
this. You mean the Rich Swan?
Is that what he does?
For a while, he was doing that. He would come to the ring and then he would do spin and like point. It was definitely the beat it though. What's the beat? He should have done the spin. He should have done the arm flaps.
It doesn't matter who's right. You've heard the Thriller album a few times, yes?
Yes.
What is your favorite song off the Thriller album?
It has changed over the years. Obviously, the big three are up there. your Beat It's, your Thrillers, your Billie Jeans. Wanna Be Starting Something's good.
Kicks off the fucking album, yeah.
Was PYT that album?
PYT is on there. Lady in My Life, Human Nature. So yeah, okay, so Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller, Lady in My Life, Human Nature, Wanna Be Starting Something.
PYT.
Yeah, PYT. There's two fucking more. Ah, shit. Because there's a song that he did with Paul McCartney on there that I forget what it was.
She's Out of My Life? No.
No, not, and that wasn't with Paul McCartney, period. It's
I
not
don't
on that.
remember the name of the song.
And I gotta look up the damn track.
I was gonna say, I don't remember the Paul McCartney one.
No, because I've heard
Girl Is Mine. No.
Girl Is Mine. Don't waste your time, because so there's one more song that we're missing. The doggone girl is mine. Because I heard that album a million times.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a while, but I did listen to it a lot.
The last time that I played it, it's my go-to when I play it. I work in kitchens, for y'all who don't know, which by now everybody probably fucking does. But it's my go-to when I'm working in kitchens to play music, because usually nobody will have an issue with it. Like, it's no cursing, it's no whatever, it's no this. Usually anybody, whatever your age or race, can vibe with Michael, and it's just good energy music that not only can you vibe with, but it, gets the energy going and shit like that. So you play
Baby Be Mine.
So baby be mine, oh my baby, you gotta be mine. And then yeah, that's it.
And The Lady in My Life, I think you mentioned.
I said The Lady in My Life, yeah. You will always be the lady in my life. Yeah, that's the thing. It's 9 tracks. 7 of them are like
Singles.
#1 hits.
Yeah.
And the 2 that weren't easily could have been.
I'm not gonna lie. Lady in My Life and The Lady Is Mine are kind of eh.
Lady in My Life and Baby Be Mine. Because The Girl Is Mine was a #1 hit. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Because the doggone girl is
I ain't
mine.
like it. When you were asking what my favorite track is, it's none of those 3. Nor is it Human Nature.
Human Nature is the shit, though.
It's probably either Thriller itself, Beat It. Damn. Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, and PYT. It's between those 4. I'd probably have to say, not trying to be objective about this, because I'm not a musician.
No, this is your
actor.
favorite. I'm not saying what you should pick.
I know, but for the people at home who are like, but the composition, the beats per second, and the beats per minute for that matter, of Thriller are par none. When it hits that 8/16 section with this bar, oh my god. Those 8th notes on the drums, oh my god. No, I don't know shit about music composition.
I probably talked like that a few times with you the more I started getting into making music.
That's just how musicians talk. They speak the language of music, and that's fine. I don't speak the language of music. I speak the language of normal people, and I'm not saying that is a good thing. Normal, it's not good to be normal. You should be weird and eccentric. Being a music head is a plus. I just don't have that plus. That said, I don't know. I really like. I think the most recent favorite was probably somewhere along the lines of PYT, but I think most consistently, I'd have to give it to Beat It.
I mean, here's the thing about this track. It's like I said, it's 9 tracks, right? Mm-hmm. 7 of them are like classic #1 like songs in like music in general, right?
Classic,
so here's
you
the thing.
say?
Yes, I know. We were talking about the use of the word classic in the last episode, but no, I would say classic for this album and classic for each one of these songs, and I would say that without any level of remorse or like whatever, recoil, whatever you want to say. But no, the thing is, you can't go wrong with any of these songs. You could have told me that Baby Be Mine or Lady in My Life was your favorite, and I wouldn't have hated it. And those are the 9 singles.
True, but I'd be lying.
Well, You get the point I'm making. Like, what the fuck? Like, you just want to argue, motherfucker?
No, I'm agreeing. I said
I'm
that is
fucking
true.
with you, man. I'm fucking with you. My favorite song. You know what we should have done? We should have tried to guess the other one's favorite song. That would have been fun. But no, my favorite song off of this is actually my favorite Michael Jackson song of all time, and that's PYT.
Okay, yeah. PYT, like I said, has recently gone up on the things. Because I love that. I just love the fucking don't. That's just getting into the song. You just get in there.
One thing that Michael had in a lot of his songs, and you really hear it on this, but a lot of his songs in general, man, classic bass lines, dude. Right, man. Again, now the composition of the arrangement of PYT is the shit.
Perfect time. We can make it right. Meet the city lights. I love that song.
Right. No, that's a good song. And I love the energy it brings. I love the funness of it. Like, it's like goofy, but not in too goofy of a way. Got some feel goodness. Cause it's like, you know, it's like a I want to get with this girl song, but it's not like overtly that way. It's just like, yeah, we just want to have fun and party, but still, like, you know, come over here, my PYT. Like, yeah.
It's not overtly that way. I want to love you, pretty young day. You need some loving,
funness to it.
Loving care, and I'll take it there. I'm pretty sure he gets his point out there. Ooh. You make me sing. Wow, pretty young thing. You make me sing. Pretty young thing.
You say you make me sing?
You make me sing or sing.
I did not know that.
That's how I feel like it sounds. You make me do something, and he's.
I didn't know that there were lyrics right there.
You make me do something. Sing rhymes with thing. I went with.
I didn't know. I thought it was just like music. I didn't know.
No, it's like pretty young thing.
I thought it was.
You make me. Pretty young things.
Now I'm hearing what I
to me. You sing. It's a good song. Anyway, before the copyrights come in, though I doubt it, given our
they've been hit us.
Nah,
the fuck?
They can't.
If they hit us,
we don't sing good enough to be caught by the copyright bots.
Speak for yourself. No, you
nigga, I said we.
No, I was gonna say speak for you, but I was gonna say no. You can speak for me too. That was a joke. You can speak for me too. Very much, you can speak for me too. Because what the fuck? You about to say something fucked up?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask you what it was. I just like the look at your face. So you know anytime they say a picture worth 1,000 words. You know, well, them movements, motherfucker. You said about 10,000 of them bitches.
Like, nope.
I don't know what the fuck you about to say. I'm not gonna pull it out of you. I just think it's funny. Anyway, what I mean is not it like, okay. There are some songs where I'm like, yeah, that's a fun song, even despite the lyrics. When I was talking about PYT, even despite the lyrics, whatever. Because like the song, what Paramore did with, I believe it might have been their last single. If it wasn't their last, it's one of their last singles. You know the song "Ain't It Fun"? Ain't it fun?
Yeah.
Living in the real world.
Yeah, I had a friend that hated that song because of the end of that song, the "Don't Go Crying to Your Mama," and they're like, "How dare you? You're rich. How dare you tell me not to grow up in the real world?" I'm like, "Well, calm down. She's talking to herself." It's more when she was on her own in the free world. It's like a message to herself, not necessarily criticizing poor people. At least that's what I heard a music reviewer said.
I didn't know
she might have been saying "fuck you, poor people. Don't go crying to your mama. Be on your own." I like looking at things. I
didn't take it as, you know, fuck poor people or whatever. I just took it as she's talking to somebody who was just like you know, a shitty person or, you know, couldn't count their blessings or whatever. And she basically, I just thought it was a way to tell somebody off, but they made it seem like a fun song. That's how I looked at it. Because if you actually look at them lyrics, you know, ain't it fun being on your own, being in the real world and all that shit. But
yeah, it's all sarcastic because life sucks.
Being on your own, yeah.
I thought it was ain't it fun living in the real world.
Living in the real world.
And the whole point is no. But it was one of those things where the person was like, you know, rich people don't have a right to complain about their life type deal. Like, what? Even if she is talking to herself, what do you mean? Yeah, it is fun for you. You got money and fame. Which ain't always fun for people, but, you know.
We've talked about that on previous episodes. Because, I mean, suffice to say that obviously the quality of your problems change, and some of your problems might not necessarily be, you know, the problems of the average person, so to speak. But I am a big believer that rich people can have problems too.
Oh yeah, they can.
Problems. So. Right, I know. We both believe that. We talked about it. What was I gonna say? You ever get down with Paramore back in the day?
Hey, whatever makes you break. Better get away with it now. Oh, it was never my intention to brag. To steal it all away from you now. God, it feels so good.
How was I supposed to know that was a song you were doing?
Whoa, whatever makes you break. It's because it's the first words of the fucking chorus and it's their most favorite song. That's how.
That's a misery business, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm in the business of misery.
Let's take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass, ticking like a clock. Yeah. Pretty much she's going to break that guy up with his girlfriend so she could take him for herself. Because fuck you, bitch.
I was looking at something.
Haha, so what if you're hot? I got him. And even though I'm pretty sure she's attractive as well. Haven't seen a picture in a while.
I think Williams was fine as shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say. So you're not real. That's not the flex you think it is. Like, oh, she's hot, but I got him. Bitch, you hot too.
Haley Williams was fine and still is. Like that woman she was gorgeous. But no, what I was saying was, I was looking at something where she was talking about when she wrote that song and like the inspiration, and she was like, yeah. So the inspiration for Misery Business. I think she said she had like a crush on another one of the bandmates. And she's like, it was back when I was really into so and so, and I was younger and I was kind of a dick. So
I mean, she is a dick of a song.
She admits that the song is like, she was like, yeah, I wrote that. And I was pretty much being an asshole, and it was on some asshole shit. Like, she admits that. So
yeah, but and it's one of those things. Like, yeah, I'm purposely breaking these people up to take them, but she phrased it under a thing of me, the less attractive one. It's a win for us unattractive people because I got him from this hot bimbo over here. That's what that whole fucking first thing in there is. She's got a body like an hourglass and stuff. Like, oh, she's so hot, but I got him where I want him now, bitch. So what? Whatever makes you break up, I don't give a fuck. It was never my intention to break or steal away from you, but damn, does it feel so good.
Damn, does it feel so good? Yeah, I got him where I want him.
That reminds me of a trope I kind of hate in movies. In fact, it always pisses me off. The hot person.
The nerdy girl turning sexy, but she was sexy the whole time anyway.
Not the nerdy girl turning sexy, but not so much the nerdy part. Just hot people who don't know they're hot. That pisses me off because it's unrealistic. If you're hot, people will make you know. You will know it because everyone treats you like you're a hot person.
And your self-esteem could be so shitty that maybe you don't think so.
No.
just no. Period.
Hot people have good self-esteem. Because hot people don't have a fucking basis to not have good self-esteem because all people do is tell them how fucking good they look. Like, there's no low self-esteem. You don't get the chance to think you're unattractive if you're an attractive person because everyone definitely makes you know because they act differently around you. I know this, but it's one of those things like, and you could tell for the most part, it's like probably hot people writing these fucking movies, or maybe it's ugly people who don't understand, or they want to pretend that hot people have problems too, but. The bottom line, well, problems, I mean, when it comes to self-image and shit. But I'm not saying that no hot person doesn't have, or not, I'm not saying that no hot person ever had self-image issues. Fucking, what's her name? Alexa Bliss has, like, You're Enough tattooed on her, or bracelets like that because she wanted to be even hotter than she already is. And she had some, anorexia and stuff. But that was one of those things where it's like, and I get that situations like that exist. I don't think she ever thought she was completely unattractive. She may have thought she was more like she might have been overweight and losing said attractivity, and so she overcompensated with, eating disorders and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people that go overboard trying to maintain their hotness. I'm talking about people who were like never once considered themselves even remotely attractive, despite the fact that clearly they are. Like, if you're a hot dude, girls are gonna want to be fucking around you, like, at all times. I've seen it. It happens all the goddamn time. Whatever few talents you do have are magnified. And I feel like this goes for chicks as well. Like, if you can sing, you automatically look more attractive. If you're hot to begin with and you sing, oh my God, you're one of the best singers ever. Like, attractivity and singing ability are two things that exponentially play off of each other. And I've definitely seen that. But even when it comes to people who can't sing, just as the guy who's been in the background my entire fucking life, I can tell you, yes, I can tell how chicks act around dudes that are hot. And before people even go trying to throw me and myself, am I more attractive than I used to think? Sure. Am I attractive? Hell no. I'm not the guy who at a party walks over to a group and the girls immediately turn to each other and check their makeup to see if my makeup in a good shot. This guy kindly came over here. Do I look good? Do I look good? Good. Because that's happened. I've seen it. It was once with a girl I had a crush on. I'm sitting there talking with her and a bunch of other people. Another guy comes in, looks way better than I do, in shape and everything. If I'm Urkel, this guy was my fucking Stefan Urkel. This guy comes over and literally girl turns to her friend. Am I good? Am I good? That's how people act around hot people. I've also had numerous conversations where I'd be in the room and there's a bunch of other girls talking about all the hot guys that are there like I'm fucking invisible. So no, there ain't no fucking glass houses here. Bottom line is, I hate it because it's too unrealistic for me. The whole hot person that doesn't realize they're hot. And I've realized that recently. I forget what I was watching, but I've been meaning to talk about it for a few weeks about tropes that we don't like in movies, and that is one of them.
We can keep going down that vein as tropes we don't like in movies, yeah. But no, I was just going to say that I get what you're saying with a lot of what you're saying. I just do think that there is a certain level that there is some reality in that, because some people's self-esteem could be shit. So some people could be beyond sexy, but they just don't see it because of, like, one of the things that I thought in the show This Is Us, before it kept going and going and going and going, and it was like, okay, we good, but then it kept going. But back when This Is Us was like the it show to watch for a good reason, one of the things I liked in the show This Is Us was the big girl. What's her name? Chrissy something, I forgot. But anyway, she went to like a overeaters, people with like, image issues, overweight, overeaters type of like anonymous type thing. I forget exactly what the official name was, but it was something, like a support group for people, that eat too much and have image issues and shit. One of the girls in there, because it was dudes and it was people. Some people were very big. Some people were just, big to a point. One of the girls in there was a blonde, petite, like, motherfucker. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing in here when you are this slim? Like, what? Come to find out, girl had serious fucking like image issues and thought that she was overweight or like just bigger than she was when she wasn't. And I thought that that was like an interesting, but in a weird way, albeit necessary thing to put in there. Because as much as it's like, no shit, you fucking slim, what are you doing in something for people who have body image issues for being overweight and, you know, are clearly obviously overweight? What are you doing here? But it was like mentally, she had, I guess, some weird body dysmorphia that was telling her that she was like this huge, you know, fat person when she was nowhere near that. Yeah. So that's what I mean.
Then I mentioned that with the Alexa Bliss. Like, obviously, weight things is one thing. She probably didn't think she was ugly, but she probably thought she was fat and had to come to deal with terms along those lines. But she knew that she was attractive. She's just like, I can't lose this. I'm gaining weight and losing my fucking hotness. And it's like, okay, that, I will say, is a chance of thing that can exist. Like, thinking that you're fat or overweight or whatever. But you can be overweight and still be attractive.
That's true.
So that's why I wasn't necessarily counting weight as part of it. But, like, I don't know. As someone who spent a large majority of his 30-plus year life with low self-esteem, may still have low self-esteem, depending on who you ask, like myself, who will tell you I probably have low self-esteem. I don't see that with these other people or whatever. Most hot people, they don't have low self-esteem. Do they have other problems? Yes, everybody has problems. Life is not sunshine and rainbows. It is shit and urine. Okay, we get it. And you try to live in spite of that. I'm not saying that nobody has any that these hot people have no problems. I'm saying knowing that they're hot is not one of those problems.
I get what you're getting at, because you're saying that no matter how attractive you may or may not think you are, you're saying how attractive you may or may not think you are, the world is going to reinforce that you are attractive.
The world is going to fucking let you know.
I get what you're getting at.
There's no way to be an adult and be secretly hot. You fucking unbeknownst, and by secretly I mean unbeknownst to yourself. You could definitely put shit on to try and minimize your hotness, but that's you going out of your way to not be. Which still, you knew you were hot to begin with. If you're going out of your way to not be. But as far as being a full-grown adult, let's say you're in your 20s or 30s, maybe high school, you can play it off because everybody hates everything in high school. You can wear the wrong pair of shoes to school one day and suddenly you're the ugliest motherfucker on campus because your shoes, you know, you had like black and pink on instead of black and gold or some shit. Kids can be very fucking decisive on or divisive on what they think works. I get it. But when you're a full-grown adult, you have enough fucking clues to be like, yeah, I'm actually an attractive person. Now, do I think I'm attractive and I want to lose weight? Okay, that's a different story. But you still know you're attractive and stuff like that. Like me, if I'm being honest, obviously, because people want to do the whole, oh, but you call yourself big ugly, but you have like 2 pictures where you look good on the internet. Okay, you're right. I have 2 pictures out of the thousands I take where I look like I'm an 8 out of 10 or some shit.
As that crazy
bottom line is, like, that is not one of the 2 pictures. That is not one of the 2 pictures. That picture is more accurate to the way I normally look.
Anyway, you were saying.
But much like one of the 2 pictures where I look good, this picture was taken almost half my lifetime ago.
Yeah, damn.
So, what? Yeah, one of my 2 pictures, there's the classic, the fucking hands folded, chin, blah, 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 the thing I used forever as a headshot that I took when I was like 18 years old. For a senior photo. And then there's another one that I've been using more recently that I took at a friend's wedding, but even that's like 5 years ago. Okay, cool. I've got those two photos. I'm like, I can clean up. Yeah, maybe I can be like a 7 or an 8. If I lose weight, yeah, I'd be like an 8 out of 10. If I lose weight and do all the stuff and work out and shave and do all this shit. But for now, no, I'm not. And even then, that's me being worked out, wearing a suit, fucking polished down, all maximum effort to be considered on like slightly above average tier. If I'm being completely objective about looks. So no, I'm not being hypocritical when I say this. Because I know far more pictures where that's not the case. But yeah, that is one of the tropes I just hate in movies.
What's another trope?
No, I gave you one of mine. Give me one of yours.
Because while you were talking, I was thinking, and off the top of my head, and obviously this isn't saying, oh, I love everything that happens all the time in Hollywood. I never have problems with cliches. And no, I'm not saying that. I couldn't think of one off the top of my head for some reason.
Movies that are overly fan servicey and have no plot.
That's not true. Because fucking, Endgame had a plot. But Endgame was fan service. It had a plot, but it was fan service the movie, and I loved it.
Yeah, Endgame definitely was fan service the movie.
And I loved every minute of it, though.
I liked it too. It's widely hated, but I like that movie.
Is it widely hated for real?
Well, yes, it wasn't good. It was overly fan servicey, and their plot didn't make sense.
I know that a lot of people had issue with the time travel aspect of it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot more people say they didn't like it than I have that say they did. But then again, I have friends with people that have better opinions on movies than I do. So, what can I say?
Well, it's not like a trope, but I hate to watch. The reason why I love twist endings so much is I hate to watch a movie and guess and be able to figure out how the motherfucker's gonna end before it's over. That's why I love twist endings. Because you heard me say I love twist endings a lot, right?
I believe you.
Oh, if I haven't said it, I thought I had. But anyway, I know I've said it.
You more than likely have. We've been talking for like 74 episodes.
Well, I'm saying just like in person, I thought I said it too.
Well, I'm saying we've been talking for 74 episodes and known each other for more than 20 years.
Yeah.
25, but, you know.
You were older than I was.
For an amount over 20 years.
I'm saying you were older than I was when you first met me and my brother. So if anything, the older person would have the better, more developed memory. So maybe you're right more than we are.
But the bottom line is more than 20 years. We can at least agree on that. So we've known each other for more than 2 decades.
But no, like I hate to watch a movie, and that's the reason why movies like The Sixth Sense are the shit. That's the reason why my favorite movie is Saw. The close second is the original animated Lion King, but Saw. Like that's the reason why I did like Fight Club, although I do think that the end was slightly forced. But that's the reason why I like Fight Club. That's the reason why I love Shawshank Redemption. Like I love twist endings because I hate to watch a movie and then just be like, well, obviously, blibbity blibbity blue is gonna spliggity spliggity splorch, and it's just like, well, you know.
Well, I feel like that second half comes with watching as many movies as you have, because even I, the movie enjoyer as opposed to film connoisseur or film enthusiast, even I can pick up on tropes in things in video games, TV, anime, whatever, where I'm like, this is what's gonna happen. I know this because I know of random context clues, and even if it is meant to be a trope, even if it is meant to be a twist, I call it from right off the bat. Like, I forget the game in particular, but my friends were playing it, and it was hella early, and I'm sitting here, no idea what the plot is. I see a character walk on screen, and because the art style was anime, and this guy had white hair,
okay,
and I forget his name, but based on the 3, I went, that guy's going to betray you. He delivered one line, and I said, he's going to betray you. And later, he betrayed him.
Whole movie goes by.
Now it was meant to be like the whole game goes by. Now it's meant to be a twist. Meant to be a twist that he betrays you. But it happened. And I called it.
What he, like about around like the dialogue of what he said? Like,
nope.
Okay.
I will say there was a guy, I played the game Tales of Arise, and slight spoilers here. But there's a guy whose name was like Minithil or Minith or Mindek. Something that was very fucking, oh my god, this guy's evil.
Oh, you can tell by his name.
yeah, cause and the way he looked, and again, just the way he looked, and his name is like Minith or some shit, and I'm like, oh, this guy's evil.
And then come to find out he was.
Yeah, he's like, see, he's introduced in a good guy thing. I'm like, man's name is Minnick. That's an evil name. And sure enough, guy comes out later, I'm evil.
Did he sound like that?
Something along those lines, yeah. Yeah, Minnick. His name was Minnick. And I'm like, Minnick? That's an evil person name. That ain't no good guy name.
See, I wouldn't have even thought that though. That's funny.
It's like there's just tropes or things you pick up with it, and sure enough, the guy's like, "Oh look, turns out I was the villain of this arc of the story." Oh, you wouldn't? Who would have guessed? I guessed when you said your name was Minnick.
That's so funny that you picked up on that by his
white-haired, glasses-wearing ass dude named Minnick.
Like the look of him kind of made you wonder, but his name cinched it for you.
Yeah, I'm like, ain't no good guy named Minnick. Now, there were very few of these, but there are very few of these, and I'm sure you could come up with an example. But for the most part, if a motherfucker's name is Victor in fiction, he's evil. I can't think of any good guy Victors. Victor Von Doom, Victor Creed.
Where's Victor Creed from?
Sabretooth.
Okay. Victor Wesker? No, that wasn't.
Albert.
I'm tripping. That wasn't his name. Shit. Because I mean, you probably onto something. I just can't. I can't think of too many fucking Victors. Period.
Depending on who you ask, Victor Newman's not necessarily a good guy either. He's pretty much the main character. I said Victor Newman.
Newman from Seinfeld.
Young and the Restless.
His name
the dude that looks like Tom Selleck and is all over all their shit. He's got the mustache. Victor Newman is pretty much the main character of Young and the Restless. So you could say he's a good guy. At the same time, Young and the Restless is a soap opera. And I believe Victor Newman runs Newman Enterprises, which I'm sorry for Young and the Restless fans out there if I'm butchering your story. I was the youngest of 3, and I lived in a household that had a lot of women, and they liked watching Young and the Restless. Me, not so much, but I picked up stuff from having to see it every once in a while. But Newman Enterprises is like the main company around which a lot of the story beats are introduced. And you played Tekken. Think of the Newman family as like the Mishima family.
Okay.
So the story's technically about them and how they fuck up everybody else's lives. But, also occasionally, because it's a soap opera, you have your, like, for lack of a better term, face and heel turns. But Victor Newman's at the center of all this, and generally, he's bad news for everybody else.
Okay.
But Victor
Newman, he's like the main guy, but if you really think about it, he's not a good guy.
Yeah,
like
he's the main guy, but he's also not. He's the main guy they put on all their stuff because he's like their iconic character. He's Victor fucking Newman. And
basically, you're saying, like, depending on who you ask, he's not necessarily a good person anyway.
Exactly.
I cannot think of no fucking tropes or cliches off the top of my head. Throw out a trope or a cliche that you may or may not like, and I'll tell you if I like it or not, if you could think of one. For some reason, I can't think of shit.
Oh, I figured you'd have many.
But I mean, like, I can throw out some, but whether I like them or not. Like, okay, we talked about Titanic with the whole, I'm rich, I'm a commoner, but we found love.
Yeah, that shit don't happen.
That shit
happens a lot, but only in fiction. And I don't say that to say that rich people hate all poor people. I'm saying rich people and poor people don't travel in the same circle often enough for it to happen in real life.
That was the story of Titanic. Another thing that happened, and again, I'm throwing out stuff whether I like it or not. I'm just throwing out stuff that happens because I can't think of shit that I necessarily don't like, but these are tropes that I can think of. So another thing that happens, new kid comes, the bully ends up bullying him. All of a sudden, they find common ground and become best friends. That happens a lot.
That does, and I can't think of that many cases where the bully became a friend with me in real life.
Okay. What else happens? The main character it seems very awkward, very much an unlikely hero, but at the end of the movie ends up saving the day. Whether because he had the power within or through some weird, crazy, happening, but he coincidentally saves the day.
Anime trope.
Okay.
In a similar vein to you.
Okay.
Everybody in this world can do cool shit but me. I can't do anything at all. I'm nobody. By the end of the series, guess what? I'm the best ever. I'm better than everybody, and it was always meant to be this way. Now, spoilers for if you hear me mention an anime, here's your spoiler warning. Happens in fucking Naruto.
Rock Lee.
No. Rock Lee, hard work to get to where he was, and then he loses anyway. I'm just being honest. Like Rock Lee is the epitome of that series telling you, hey, our main message that we want to get across is that hard work beats natural talent. You work hard enough, you'll be able to compete and even beat natural talent. All you have to do is work hard. Look at Naruto. He can't even do a basic normal jutsu. Yes, he has a demon trapped inside of him that gives him pretty much infinite energy, as well as makes him stupid strong and type other things, and he may or may not be descendant from people who are also fucking ridiculous. Or in the series, oh look, he's he's Ninja Jesus reincarnated. But hard work, but he has no natural talents, people. Rock Lee, hard work, no natural talent, less natural talent than Naruto because he can't do any kind of ninjutsu. He can just fucking run these hands with anybody. And he's like, I'm trying to be a ninja that can run hands with anybody. And he fights Gaara, who's like Naruto, but not.
Showed me that fight, yeah.
Yeah, and in that fight, that's where they try to drive home hard work versus natural talent. And it's like, look at all this shit Rock Lee can do for hard work. He loses anyway. People, he wins us over in our hearts. He won me over too.
It was I don't even know the series, but that was some sad shit. It was like this man fought his heart out, fucking busted his muscles open and shit, and still got his ass.
And he still lost. And that should have been the first clue to everyone that hard work versus talent is not necessarily a lie, but it's not the entire truth.
That's a trope, yeah. Hard work and talent, yeah.
Yeah, hard work beats natural talent, but that's not the whole statement. And it never is, because you can apply it to real life. Hard work beats natural talent, ... unless natural talent works hard.
Yeah.
In which case, ain't no amount of hard work gonna ever complete it. There's a reason why in sports like basketball or even individual sports like tennis and golf and whatnot, there are those motherfuckers that are just better than everybody, and years pass before someone comes that's on their level. There's a reason why your Michael Jordans, your Kobe Bryants, your LeBrons, your Bill Russells, and all of them back in the past are talked about way more than other people.
Larry Birds and shit.
You think that only like 10 or 15 people in the history of the NBA actually practice at their fucking craft?
Right, of course not.
No, like Steph Curry, I can shoot like a ball like 5,000 times a day for the next next 20 years and still not be anywhere on Steph Curry's level. Because that motherfucker did all that practicing and had natural talent to begin with. He's the son of a player himself. So
you would be amazing. This is true. You would be amazing, but I get what you're getting at. Like, you would definitely be better than the average person and probably be better than a lot of people who ball on the normal because you put in a lot of work. But I get what you're getting at too, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying no amount of hard work would make me a better shooter than Steph Curry. Because he works hard, and the dude is also just ungodly talented at shooting.
I agree with you to a large extent, but not.
He's got basketball in his whole fucking family.
No, I'm just talking about the whole, like, I agree with you to a large extent about everything you're saying, but, like, I probably agree with you, like, 97%.
All right. So, I have friends. I've mentioned this throughout my life. I have friends that I very much enjoy, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying anything to knock these people. If anything, I'm putting them on a better pedestal. But I've had friends throughout my entire life who have been more talented than me at things. One of which we've shouted him out on here a few times. Vancouver, China.
Dude is dope.
That dude and his whole fucking family are talented as shit. You've done a play with his sister.
Yes. And she's an amazing actor, and she can sing her ass off.
Yes, that is a talent pool. I guess that's how you can tell, like, when it is talent, because the genes are clearly contagious and the family's just doing shit. Like, everybody's great at what they do, regardless of what they do, you know, whether it's acting, music, singing. They're all good. I've met his brothers. I've met at least one of his brothers. Very great drummer. Like, probably plays other instruments too. Lord knows Vancouver, China plays a lot of instruments.
I didn't even know that.
So, yeah, like I said, just an endless pool of talent. It's enviable, but I love the guy like one of my many brothers. So I don't think envy has to mean hate. Because I'm like,
it has a connotation, but the way you
admire him and this stuff. No amount of me, let's say in high school, when I realized this motherfucker was as talented as he was, I picked up the piano. With the fact that he kept actually learning stuff and going from there, and me trying to pick up an instrument or whatever, I'm not going to be on that guy's level. That's natural talent that works hard, and no amount of what I'm going to do is going to put me on his level. It just ain't. And I'm not complaining. I'm just stating life is what it is. That doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard. I'm just saying there's ceilings to everything. And the whole natural talent versus hard work. I'm not saying that doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard, because you can definitely still make a name for yourself by working hard. It's just, if a talented motherfucker, like people say Shaq, for how great he is, and Shaq himself has said, like, after a while, he didn't practice nearly as hard and stuff. Had he actually, like, had he worked as hard at his craft as a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant, that motherfucker would probably be the undisputed GOAT. Because he was just a physical freak of nature that could ball as it was. So just pure talent. And if he worked hard on top of it, which he did work hard, but he's even said he could have worked harder. That's all I'm saying. And you talk about Kobe being like, oh yeah, every day for practice I do 1,000 shots and then begin my practice.
Yeah, I remember him saying some shit like that, yeah.
And I believe him. And I'm like, yeah, see, I do 1,000 shots a day. I will never be Kobe Bryant.
So I said, I agree with you to a large extent, just not 100%. And the reason why I say that is, I agree, no, some people are naturally fucking gifted and will probably be, like, untouchable forever. Like, is somebody gonna come out and be able to outdance Michael Jackson? Probably not. They might be able to outdance him in a different way, but do his moves better than him? Probably fucking not. And then make songs, in his like lane better than what he could do? Probably not. But at the same time, there's a certain level of, and this isn't disparaging anybody either, but there's a certain level of like, Jazz, I never felt that there was something that I couldn't do, or there I never felt like I couldn't necessarily be on the level of somebody. Like, could I do their exact thing as good as them? Maybe, maybe not. But I never felt like I couldn't do in the realm of what they do, either on par with them. So that's what I mean. Like, if I put in the time and the effort, but I get what you mean, because there's a natural ball playing ability that LeBron James has. But if I would have put in the time, I think if I would have put in the time and really put in the time, I feel like I could have been, if not directly under, like at least on the level, maybe.
You could be an NBA player and even a franchise player. GOAT, Mount Rushmore, maybe not. But
and I was gonna say, I get what you're getting at.
Like get your money, get your money, Draymond. Yes.
I get what you're getting at.
Yeah, and Draymond's way better than I will ever fucking be, and he puts in the hard work to be where he's at. Draymond Green from the Warriors. Mm-hmm. But Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, technically better than Draymond. I don't think that's an insult to Draymond to say that. Hopefully he knows that those two are better basketball players than him. That said, dude is way better than I would ever be, so I'm not trying to take that away from him. I'm just saying that's like the difference right there. And Draymond's a 4-time NBA champion. So could you be a 4-time NBA champion working your ass off? Damn straight. Damn straight. And depending on who you ask, I'm talented at acting.
Well, don't do the air quotes around it, but that's on you if you want to.
Depending on who you ask, I'm talented at acting. So, with enough hard work, would I be able to be a better actor than Vancouver, China? Probably. Dude's a talented actor in his own right, but mainly went more the music route.
I don't know any of his acting aside from the one play I saw y'all in back in the day. So.
Fair enough. He went more on the music right. But again, I don't think there's a single thing that man can do and put his mind to where he would not be good at it. Speaking of growing up around people more attractive than yourself and everyone making that obvious, another case of that is that. But so with that case, but musically, I'm never touching the guy, no matter how much work. Should I practice music? Yes. I should at least know how to sing on a basic fucking thing of what's an A note sound like. I should at least know that. Just because being an actor, you gotta have all the threats down. Like acting, dancing. Another thing where I don't have the natural talent for, but I could work hard at. But at the end of the day, let's say I worked real hard to be a good musician, be a singer, be a good dancer, as well as an actor. And I go to a play and I'm competing for a role against that requires all of these things against Vancouver, China, who also, for the sake of this argument, has put just as much effort into his shit as I have. He's getting the fucking role because he's a better singer and dancer than I am.
I get what you're getting at.
So, and that's how the real world works. And they even ended up doing that in Naruto. They're like, yeah, Naruto's this example of just hard work, guys. And then as the series goes on, he also had a lot of natural talent too. And now he's better than everybody. It just is what it is. They never really try to say a similar thing with Luffy that he was untalented. I think they make it pretty obvious early on. Dude is unnaturally strong. He just there are people stronger and he has to work to get to their level. But I mean, dude's had his devil fruit since chapter 1. So
I'm trying to think if like any more tropes I could think of, or like cliches.
yeah, I did kind of hijack the conversation. My bad.
No, you're good. I wasn't even doing. No, I feel like holy shit. How could I not have thought of any in the first fucking place when you tried to kick it to me, which is crazy. I mean, I was thinking like you got the reluctant hero, but I feel like we already said that. Like the reluctant hero is something that you see in books and short stories. You know, I don't want this, but they end up, being the best thing for mankind.
Oh, the enemy was man the whole time.
That happens a lot.
And don't get me wrong, I get it. It's true. Mankind's the worst thing to happen to planet Earth. I get that. You will not hear any argument for that point from me, or against that point, rather, from me. I get it. Humanity was a mistake. That said, I'm a human, so hold that, Earth. We're here. Deal with it.
Okay.
But it is a trope that I don't need to constantly have reminded to be. It's kind of lazy to keep doing it. How do you feel about amnesia storylines?
If done right, okay.
Is amnesia a real thing?
I would think so, yes.
Okay, if it's a real thing, I don't mind it being used from time to time if done right.
I would think so. Yes, it's a real thing. It's not super common, but it happens where somebody could forget everything,
Okay, then I don't mind it.
But I was gonna say, like, if done right, the problem is you have a lot of stuff where it's not done right. Now, here you go. What I hate is not so much the amnesia storyline of, oh, I forgot who I am. You got to remind me on some like 51st dates type shit. No, what I don't like is when the whole movie, show, whatever, was all a dream. Fuck that bullshit.
You don't like them reading Word Up magazine? Salt and pepper and heavy D up in the limousine? No.
You couldn't think of the rest of the lyrics.
I wanted to say with the picture on the wall, but that ain't it.
Rap Attack, Mr. Magic, Molly Mall.
Oh, is that the next line?
Yeah. It's okay. Like something on the wall, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic, Molly Mall. I think it is picture on the wall. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Rap Attack, Mr. Magic, Molly Mall. Yeah. Anyway.
Whatever rapping through the hard. Never thought that hip hop would take it this far. No,
I didn't know what that the hard shit was, right? If you look that up, look up rapping. This is the homework for everybody, including you, if you don't know P. Look up Rapping Duke. There's Ibn, my brother Ibn showed me this shit. There's a fucking old ass song that inspired that line where it's like some dude was rapping da ha, and that's why he said Rapping Duke da ha. It's like that was some shit. Like
I never understood what he was saying with that line.
He didn't just randomly say some shit. Cause I was like, what the, and Ibn was like, yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, it's some shit where he's like da ha. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I wouldn't think hip hop would make it that far if that was
If that was where it started.
But now he's in the limelight because it's rhyme tight.
But no, there's like sometimes there's like few times where it was all a dream shit works, but I do not like okay, I didn't watch the show, but St. Elmo's Fire was apparently all it was like the entire fucking show about this hospital and shit they did was apparently all a daydream in the mind of an autistic child while he was waiting for his parents to pick him up. Fuck you.
I mean, there's the theory that Pokemon's is an entire dream, which is why Ash never ages.
Man, but those are fan theories, and fans like to make dumb theories about shit.
Well, I mean, he got struck by lightning, and suddenly he never aged again, and...
Because depending on who you ask, some people, there's a theory floating around that the recess kids are ghosts and don't actually exist, which is why they're like, just want to have one last play at recess on the like elementary, like blacktop or some shit like that. Something like that, for real. But no, man, that whole...
I like the Mike and Brad's ending. Oh. Have you seen that, at least?
The ending of Breaking Bad.
The alternate ending for Breaking Bad.
No.
They didn't use it in the actual show, but it's a play on that whole "it was all a dream" thing.
As a joke, it's fine, but
It's just Hal from Malcolm in the Middle waking up next to Lois. They actually got Lois to come in and record a scene with him for an alternate ending where Breaking Bad was just a dream that Hal had, where he was a meth dealer.
No, see, that's funny because it was used as a joke. I mean, when they try to seriously be like, this is the ending. It's like, wait, no. Because the reason why, okay, there you go. So it took us the whole episode, but we found a trope that Jazz typically don't like. And the reason
So you
why
did not like Inception.
The whole movie wasn't a dream. It was about dreams.
I mean, 90% of the movie takes place in a dream. And they act like they're gonna actually die and shit when people are shooting at them, and it's like, we're fine.
It's not like you watched the movie and then they were like, it was a dream the whole time.
I know what you mean.
The reason why I don't like that, I
agree with you about the trope.
The reason why I don't like that shit, it's like I said, it took the whole episode, we found one. The reason why I don't like that shit is because it's like, obviously there are exceptions to every rule, but most of the time I don't like it because it's like, what did I watch this whole fucking episode or this whole TV show or this whole movie for if you were just gonna fucking tell me that none of this mattered and it was all a lie? What was the point of me watching this shit?
Yeah.
Like, I watched this whole thing and it was like, oh man, that was crazy. I had this whole dream that mankind was about to die and my mom and dad were gonna fucking die and be ripped away from me. Oh, good thing that's not happening. Pass the ice cream. Bitch, what? Get shit out of here. So there you go. Took the whole episode, but we got one. Anyway, speaking of got one, we got another one. And give me some of your time and love and energy if you want to follow us other places on the internet and our respective socials and whatnot. So, as I think said, if I didn't say, I will say, I am a rapper. I get my rap on from time to time. I do make music. Shout out to Vancouver, China, for that matter. Go check him out. But also, if you want to find me anywhere you stream your music, you can go ahead and look me up on any music streaming platform under the name Superjaz, which is spelled Superjaz. Forgetting my fucking spiel. I dropped my debut solo album last year. You may have to put it, it's my secret identity. You may have to put in Superjaz, my secret identity, because I'm not so famous yet. Also, on Twitter, you can find me under the handle Superjaz2, which is spelled Superjaz2. And of course, you can find and follow me on Instagram under the name Forever Superjaz. The word forever is spelled correctly. Where can they find you?
Well, first of all, you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under feogrande, that is Feo Grande. You can also find me elsewhere on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi, that is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by.
And of course, it's getting about that time. Got a little bit of time, but it's getting about that time for the first Sunday. And y'all know what happens on the first Sunday. We can never shut up about wrestling. So we decided to do a whole podcast devoted just to wrestling, monthly podcast, not weekly, where we do first Sunday wrestling, where we talk about the goings on in wrestling for the previous month. Dropped on this channel. Check it out every Sunday, not weekly, of course. I mean, every first Sunday, not weekly, of course. And all that being said, apparently I didn't know what the hell we were talking about in this episode since I couldn't fucking think of fucking tropes and cliches anyway. But whatever the fuck we gonna talk about in this episode, what the fuck are we gonna talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness.